Yo, what's up, guys? Luke Callahan of the Disc Golf Kit here. I am joined with my doubles partner, Abel Boyd.
What's up, guys? We're going to be doing commentary on the North Carolina State Doubles Championship.
This is our front nine, for the final round, starting on hole 7, 310 feet, par 3. The play for most people is going to be this big hyzer out to the right, which Abel is attempting.
I mean, I don't know really what I did here, but I just earlied it, didn't get around the tree. I still have like a 45 foot putt, but not how I wanted to start off my round.
Yeah, this hole is definitely one that you want to get, and it's nice to hopefully start out with a birdie on the first hole. I think I'm throwing a force. I mean, I'm assuming that's what I'm throwing.
If you're going hyzer, it does take a little more power than 310. Probably closer to 350, 360.
I'd say it's like a 370-foot shot.
Yeah, to get over those trees.
Yeah, and I go way high with mine. Just let it crash in there, and I think I'm about 20 or 25 feet long.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
Next on the tee is William, I believe. And the team is William and Nicholas. We just couldn't fit their full names, so it's going to say Will and Nick. But I think he's throwing some sort of T-bird. I knew he threw a pretty mixed bag. And this is looking like a nice shot, just a little short. He's going to have a circle's edge putt, though.
Testy putt to start off the round.
Yeah. So for the format, it's actually best score, not best ball or like captain's choice, meaning you both play out the hole like it was a singles round, and then you just get to play the best score. So looking to get a lot of birdies, but this is Nicholas from his drive. He's got about an 80-footer here, and he actually gave it a great run. He's pretty deadly with those long jumpers.
Here's me from about 45 feet, trying to warm up the arms. And there was a bit of a left to right tail on this one, and I expected to hyzer a bit more, but that wind just pushed it straight down.
Still a fine par, though. It's also interesting strategy because sometimes you want your partner to give it a run no matter where he is, and sometimes you want him to lay up. And William sneaks that one in low right, no chains. We're going to get a slow-mo. That's actually, I don't think it hit a single chain until it was, like, already in the basket.
Yeah, that's a great catch from the basket, especially
oh
since
my
they're not the
gosh.
greatest.
Yeah, some of these baskets are brand new and some are really old, like this one. And there's going to be a lot of elevated pins, which makes putting a little trickier.
I think like 14 out of the 18 holes are elevated or something crazy like that. It's a super cool course.
Definitely a really fun course. So I have like 22 feet. Got it.
Yeah, that's a great putt from Luke. He was putting great all tournament. And keep in mind, this is a 4-round tournament B tier. So this is our 4th round of the weekend, so we're feeling the pain. We're pretty tired. And this is hole 8, like 290 feet, par 3. It's just a forehand hyzer. It's a must-get birdie. You can go backhand turnover, but forehand's the play. Luke threw a pretty good drive. He parked it, so I'm thinking ace run.
Yeah, it's very similar to captain's choice in the fact that if the first person parks it, there's literally no reason for the second player to not give it a run. And that was on a beautiful line, just a little bit short. I think we both threw forces.
Yeah.
Great disc for forehands.
Yeah, this one definitely plays a little more than 290 with the uphill.
Yeah, I'd give it closer to 300, 310. William is actually going to go for that backhand turnover with a buzz, and that's pretty beautiful. He's going to be 10 feet.
Yeah, that's a great drive. The backhand turnover is a little tricky because it can bring those limbs into play on the left of the screen. And he's flicking, it's either his force or his onyx, probably the force.
Yeah, I think that's the force, too. He's going to have a 25, 30-footer. And I don't know if we already mentioned it, but we had a 10-stroke lead going into this round. So the main thing was just don't lose a stroke every single hole. We picked goals to try and keep ourselves motivated and stay aggressive. I don't even remember.
I think going into this round, we were one back of the MPO leader. So our goal was to shoot the hot round for every round in advance and win IPO.
It's a great bid there from Nicholas, right off the band. And that does put a little bit of pressure here on William. This is only a 10-footer, but now he has to make this to not go down 11. And he barely sneaks it over.
Yeah, and from experience, I know, like, those putts, they can get in, like, you can get in your own head because you're like, if you miss it, you're not only letting yourself down, but your partner too.
So hole 9 is 420 feet, par 4. Very gettable for the eagle. I think our game plan was to have Abel throw a nice safe hyzer, try and secure the birdie, and then I was going to go for the eagle, and Abel throws this perfect. That's right where you want to be. He's going to have like 100 feet for his...
Yeah, 100.
Yeah.
Probably around that, yeah. And keep in mind that garden you see is OB, so you have to clear that to get to the basket and stay in bounds.
Yeah, so the only thing I'm really thinking here is just get it high enough to get over the garden. That's all I really have to do. And low early release. Hated it so bad.
Right out of the hand, turned around.
But I hit the garden out of the air, so I'm still going to have like 80 feet to the pin, but I'm just going to be pinched on that garden.
He's safe, but that fence is about 5 feet high, so he's going to have a tricky lie.
William has lots of power, too.
And
I think this was
his Halo Destroyer. Yeah.
So that's a beautiful shot. That's
what
pretty
you want.
Textbook. He has like 35 feet.
Yeah, just outside circle. That's a great shot on this
for
guy.
his eagle, which is what they need.
You might need a couple more of those, yeah.
Nicholas is going flick roller with his fours.
He did this a lot this round, and it very much impressed me. The angle control he had with it.
Yeah, look at that. That's perfect. This grass was like not that thin, too. Like he crushed that.
And he's nearly pin high on a 420-foot hole, and with a flick roller.
Yeah, he's just going to be way right of the pin. So he's going to have probably 70 feet?
Yeah, around that. Same putt he had on hole 7, our first hole.
This is Abel. He told me he was going to run this. So let's see.
I was supposed to run it, but then I was like, wait, let me lay it up.
So he's got about 10, 12 feet there for his birdie. This is definitely a must-get hole.
Yeah, if you're not eagling it, you got to birdie it.
So I'm throwing a putter tomahawk. Yeah. Definitely committed to it because Abel was parked, so I just didn't want to leave it short, and I'm like 25 feet away. Nicholas?
From 70?
Oh my gosh.
Such a great run. He's so deadly from that range.
He really is. Even though this didn't go in, I wanted to get a slow-mo on it just so you guys could see, like, it was so online the whole way.
Yeah,
I mean, it just dropped right under it.
If that was a normal basket, not elevated, that's
dead center. Yeah.
Here's William for eagle.
This is a really important putt.
Yeah, this will be the game one.
He's about 35 feet. Oh, just low. These elevated baskets really do get tricky, and then sometimes they can get in your head if you're missing low or high all day, and then you have a normal basket, and you just don't even know what to do.
Especially if it gets windy. Like, this day wasn't that bad, but I played rounds out here that got super windy, like up into the 20s. It's super hard to putt.
So even though my partner was parked there, the strategy of me even putting that was literally I just get a free practice putt. So I had about a 25-footer there, just try and get warm. Third hole of the day. And this was hilarious. Hit 0 chains. Nicholas, what? How do you even do that?
That's the second 0 chain putt of the day.
So we are both 3 down through 3 now. Pretty nice starts.
Hole 10, 230 feet. It's just a straight putter shot. The one thing you have to worry about is the low ceiling. I'm going with my Luna, and I just threw it. The low ceiling kind of got in my head. I just threw it a little too low. I am probably 30 feet, 35 feet maybe.
I think I threw my really beat up Jawbreaker Challenger, yeah. Mainly just so that I could commit to it, because every time I go stable on this hole, I always slip it out early, so I knew if I throw this, I have to commit to the line and the height. And
yeah, that's perfect. Go in.
It really did look in from our angle, and then it just came up like 10 feet short, but I'm pretty parked with the tap in.
Yeah.
William, do you know what William was throwing?
I do not. I think it was a DX ABR.
Okay. That looks beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Get in. Parked. He's right there with me.
That's 2 under the basket.
Yeah. So now, all Nicholas is thinking here is an ace.
Yeah, green light.
And it hits the tree and dropped right in front of it.
Almost kicked in.
It was so close from our angle. I wish you guys could have seen it from
we
that
both
angle.
Just tapped in for our birdies. The camera battery was about to die, so the dad had to go switch it out.
So hole 11 is 610 feet, par 4. Abel is laying up because it plays 610 feet if you go inbounds the whole way. But if you cut over the out of bounds, it only plays about 500. So he has a really easy look for birdie. So I'm just thinking 2. And I threw a 4 on a good bit of Annie, and it just never came out of it. We had a bunch of headwind.
Yeah, from what I remember is there was a bunch of headwind. And in practice, Luke put this one 35 feet.
I think this was a Hades.
Yeah, it was a Hades. I think with the headwind, it just lifted it up.
Yep.
And he probably thought it would flip.
Yeah, he just got the nose up a little too much on that one. But he's got a partner for a reason. William is throwing that same Halo Destroyer.
He crushed this one all day.
He did. And out of his hand, I thought it was perfect, and the headwind just lifted it so much. I don't know if you guys can see that. It went so high.
Yeah, it just stalled out to the left in the tall grass. It's some tricky footing over there, but just a straightforward, probably a mid-range shot, maybe a putter.
Yep. So all I'm thinking from here is make it. I'm about 350 feet away, probably.
This will be for his birdie since the OB stroke. So since I'm in a pretty good spot for birdie, he's just trying to make it to put less pressure on me. Or so I can run it for eagle.
And it was actually pretty close, but to going in, and then it hit a tree, so I have a tap-in par, so Abel has the full green light to just try and get the birdie. Do you know what Nick is throwing here?
I do not. Let's see.
Looks like a buzz.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I think it's his Dan Hastings buzz.
And that looked... Oh! I niced him. That looked perfect. The one thing you gotta miss, you probably want to go, what do you say, just 1 foot before that tree.
Yep.
And skip in there.
And if you notice the camera starting to get a little shaky, the tripod actually broke mid-round. So the camera's a little shaky. My dad did a great job of keeping it pretty still, but just figured I'd let you guys know before all the comments come in.
And I'm just going my Flippy Luna. Super beat-in, super reliable. And I'm put that probably 15, 20 feet for birdie.
Yeah, that was a great shot. Nicholas just off the rim for his birdie. Now all the pressure's on William, but I'm pretty sure he's parked.
Yeah. And then here's me. This one's a little testy putt. I've been putting a little bit, warming up the arms.
Yeah, this is your first real putt of the round.
Yeah, because you've parked everything so far.
So this is a nice putt right in the heart of it. The chains on this basket are super heavy too. You kind of want to hit it really hard like Abel did, or else it'll probably come right back at you.
Some of these baskets are really good, but some of them are a little sketchy. They get used a lot. It's a great course. Play a lot of tournaments out here.
That was me excited because Abel got the solo bird, and we needed it because we wanted to keep the pedal down, so we wanted to win MPO and try and win our field by 10. So even though we kind of have it secured, we're still playing our hearts out, trying to win.
This one, hole 12, 325 feet, I think. This one, I just kind of earlied it. You want to turn it over. I did not. I threw a meteor. Somehow didn't flip. So I have a pretty obstructed, probably about 60-something footer. And Luke, what are you going? Buzz SS?
Buzz SS, yeah.
This is Luke's bread and butter, like the hyzer flip to turn Buzz SS mid-range.
I love this shot so much. It really is like one of my favorite shots to throw. And you'll see that right here. Bam. Oh my gosh. I think you can see me like turn around almost before it hits the tree. I was like, nope, That's bad.
Tell them about the chalk.
Oh, I chalked my hand up so much because my hands were sweating so bad, and the disc literally fell out of my hand. I've never had one just absolutely fall out of my hand. So now, with neither of us parked, they both have a good opportunity here to take a stroke.
This one was a comet, from what I remember.
Yeah, I believe it was.
It looked pretty good out of hand. It just didn't flip. There might be some wind because mine didn't flip much either.
And William's going with the soul.
Yeah, he's going with soul, understable mid-range. Great disc for this hole.
Yeah.
Needs just a little more turn. Oh, and a bad tree. He'll have, 40 feet?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember we thought it was funny because we threw all 4 of the understable mids that Discraft has to offer.
And this is not Luke's tee shot. This is his second shot to try and get up and down for par, like 5 feet off the tee pad. But he throws a great shot here. We're calling go in out of his hand.
Just hit a tree, which kind of helped it.
Yeah, it might have been going OB long.
Yeah, kicked to about 10 feet, so now Abel can full commit to that putt. Because there's OB right behind the basket. So if I didn't have a guaranteed par, it would be pretty sketchy.
Go.
Nicholas. Oh my gosh. How has he not had one yet?
That's like his third
one that just barely
off.
missed.
And here's me. I mean, there was a pretty tight gap. You kind of had to ante it a little out of the hand, and that tree on the right just got in my head and threw right into it. I'm super pumped with that effort.
We got a slow-mo on it, too.
Yeah.
Right into the tree.
Boom.
This was also Abel and I's first time playing doubles on the same team, so we weren't really used to rooting for each other. Usually we're always talking smack, so it's super funny.
We were kind of talking a little smack, too. Get up.
Oh, my gosh. How have they not made one of those long ones yet? They've been all over it.
Yeah, and here's me for the par, even though Luke's parked, and barely left. I thought I made it out of the hand. I don't know.
So we're going to push the hole with pars. Going into hole 13, 220 feet par 3. You kind of have to throw a big ante that stalls and just goes straight right. Abel threw that amazing.
I think it would have been under it without those last two, without those limbs off the tree. Just took a little speed off it. And so I'm like, what do you say, 30 feet short? Perfect line.
You can see I pushed mine way too far before it started turning. You really got to hug the corner and then just have it stall and go straight right.
And from what I remember, he was throwing some sort of AVR. I'm not sure. Let's see.
That looks great, but you can see just pushed it a little long.
Yeah, this one's tough. You got to get so far right. It's a pretty tough shot for being only 20 feet?
Yeah. Nicholas is actually flicking a vulture here. He's trying to
probably hyzer flip.
Yeah, and he just got it way too straight. It pushed through the fairway, actually. So he's going to have a really, really tough shot.
Here's William. He might be running this, but it's a pretty fast green.
Fairway.
He was just asking if he was outside circle.
Turn.
Oh, that was... Oh, my gosh. They're all over it. How have they not gotten one? Every single run has just been so close. So I'm about 90 feet here, would you say?
Yeah, around that, maybe 100. Flicking in the zone, looks like. Yeah.
Yep.
The disc golf kid zone. And he weighs it up.
Great layup. Lock breaker. It was supposed to be a run just for you guys at home watching. Abel told me to make it, and I didn't at all.
Okay, here's me for the birdie. This will be to gain a stroke, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, beautiful putt.
Just barely over the rim, a little left.
Yeah, that's a great putt.
I did not think I made that out of the hand.
Nicholas.
For the par? Oh, yeah. If you haven't played this course, we had that in our first round. We had a similar putt, just a little farther.
Yep.
But there are a lot of trees, especially in the wooden course too.
Yep. Beautiful piece of property. One of my favorite places to play disc golf.
Boom.
William cleaning up the par.
Good putt.
So now we finally gained one.
Yeah. Here's hole 14, 270 feet, par 3. This one's super similar to the last hole. You gotta get super far right. It's just longer. I think we're both throwing the same disc. I'm going with a Meteor.
I threw a Luna.
And
I think.
the same disc as the last.
Oh.
And I threw this one pretty perfect out of the hand.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just about
amazing.
15 feet.
Yeah,
So-
he's 12 or 15 feet. Beautiful.
20.
I'm now ace running because he's parked.
Trying to,
so
at least.
I have no reason to do anything other than ace run it, especially because Abel's good at putting, for those of you who don't know. So I was very confident in him making that putt.
Thank you.
This looks like my Crystal Luna.
Yep. And it looks
just-
good out of your hand. That needs to turn, though.
Yeah, I just didn't turn enough out of the hand. Kind of the same mistake as the last hole. Pushed it too far straight before it started turning. So all the pressure's on Abel again.
That's still a good shot. You should be edge of circle for that one.
Yeah,
And William is going with
the soul again.
the
I
soul
think.
again, yeah. And that looks great.
That looks really good. Oh my
my.
gosh.
Oh my goodness, he almost tree-aced it.
It's so close. We're going to get slow-mo too. Oh my
Whoa.
gosh. How did that not hit any
What?
chains? That was like a foot away from a tree ace. We thought it was close
Yeah.
to going in from back there, but we couldn't tell. It was that close. That's stupid. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you can't really see the basket from the tee pad, but I just saw it through some trees flash the chains.
And that's kind of a nasty cut roll from
Yeah.
Nicholas because he landed about 20, 25 feet away, and now he's about 45.
And he'll have another long putt. Let's see if he can get the circle 2 stats up.
Oh.
Just by the basket.
Do you remember what he was putting with?
It was Luna's, actually.
I think it was Luna's, yeah. I'm here representing Chally Gang.
Luna's.
Everyone knows challengers are better than Lunas.
And then William was putting with P1Xs.
Okay.
Shout out to Oliver Beavers for putting with P1Xs instead of Luna's.
And that was actually my first Circle 1 putt missed of the whole tournament. I hadn't missed one.
For y'all who weren't tuning in or don't know what happened, the first 3 rounds, Luke putted the best of his life.
I putted pretty well.
Yeah, he was going Ricky Wysocki, Paul Macbeth, Eagle McMahon. He was putting so well. And that's a great putt,
Yeah,
by
that's
the way.
great.
Think,
To not lose one
Yeah.
because you're parked. Not lose another one, I should say.
don't call this parked. Don't jinx me.
You're about 12 feet, and you're really good at putting, so I'm going to call this parked.
Give me 14 feet.
14 feet on hole 14.
I'm stressing it. Look at my face. I'm stressing this putt.
Oh, dead center. So now we are going into the final hole of the back 9.
Front 9.
Front 9, thank you. Hole 15, 375, par 3.
And I decided to yank mine over. This hole, I've never really thrown it well. So it's a downhill run up. The tee pad's a little downhill. It always gets in my head, and I just turned it over.
Yeah, and that road, that road long is OB. It's about 15 feet behind the basket.
Yeah.
So I'm throwing a buzz, just trying to not go long.
In our first round, Luke threw an Undertaker, and he went long by about 60 feet. OB crushed it.
And that landed about, what would you say, 20?
Yeah, 20, 25. It was a great shot. This one's a tough one with the OB behind it.
Yeah. Nicholas is going Hades here, I think.
Yep.
That looks so good.
Give him some
Come
time.
out.
Now come out. Oh, yeah, he's going to be right next to you.
That should be right
I
there
think
with you.
Abel
Maybe a
was
little
sitting there
closer.
saying, "Don't be a Hades."
Yeah.
What is William throwing here? Do you know?
I do not. Actually, I think it was the T-Bird.
Okay. That looks great. Come out of it.
Flex.
Oh, it kind of like
That just-
airdropped there.
Yeah, that just didn't get the distance. And William throws really far.
Yeah.
And here's me with my amazing drive. I'm trying to throw this in.
Yeah.
And then I don't throw it in. And I lay it up. It's like the third one of the round that I've been trying to throw in. and just
Guarantees
lay
the
it up.
par, though.
Yeah.
Williams got, would you say, 50 feet here? 45?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, that's a
Good
great
run,
line.
just under it. So now I have 20 to 25 feet.
For our birdie. And there's a lot of pressure on Luke for this because I'm with the par, so the team is on his back right here.
I think we had the MPO lead card watching me too on a hole right next to us. So there's no pressure on this putt whatsoever. Got another run hat on. I'm wearing that hat right now. Dead center.
Ice
What
in
pressure?
his veins.
What pressure?
And then Luke just goes and stares at the MPO
Boom.
card.
Yep, stare him down.
Slow-mo. Dead center.
Boom. Little left, but pretty much on the pole.
That was for you, Nick.
That was for Nick Murdoch, if you're out there watching. So now Nicholas has this to finish with a birdie and wrap up the back nine, or the front nine.
Front nine.
Thank you guys so much for watching. The back nine will be out soon, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.
See ya.
Close.